Is there a place where the West could still go and a place where Western civilization could find a way to renew itself or replenish itself and become something awesome? I think so. And really, the path to doing that, it begins, from my perspective, with what's called ontology, which is the way we understand the nature of being. The Western enterprise over the last hundreds of years, if you're in the secular culture, you're an atheist, you're a scientific materialist, you're a nihilist in a sense, an existentialist. You believe that everything is ultimately physical. Consciousness is an epiphenomenon of the physical brain or of evolution as it evolved to a certain level of complexity. So once we die, we're completely annihilated and there really can't be anything else. Or you could be a Christian where you believe that there is this traditional world of a heaven and a hell and a judgmental God and a devil and so on. And a lot of people seem to be regressing back, or at least trying to believe in that again or to find their faith again. But I would propose there's a whole nother more hopeful way of understanding our ontology or the nature of reality, which is known as analytic or monistic idealism. And it also is rooted in science. So essentially, in a way, some thinkers and theorists and scientists are beginning to see that scientific materialism, which was just an idea that humans had about the nature of reality, is actually a flawed conception. And it's much more likely that consciousness, not anything material, is the fundamental layer or the primordial basis of reality. And everything emerges from this ground of consciousness. And that would also, in a way, explain how we got to be here. Because if there's just this sort of non-dual primordial awareness underlying everything, that consciousness cannot really experience itself unless it creates subjective containers of identity, awareness, self-reflection, and so on. So it needs to build universes, worlds, realities, societies, and so on. And it needs people like us to emerge, or beings like us, who can reflect on ourselves, who can create. Consciousness can only, experience and create and love and all that kind of stuff through sort of separate containers such as ourselves.